Hello everyone, I'm Tyler, and today we're going to go over Cpap data and Oscar correlation. This is what the data doctors will see when they get your data, even though they get it through cell networks. We'll go over equipment needed to obtain the data, the MyAir app, and why I think it's garbage data, and how insurance rates usage, why doctors don't help much, and how to use the basics of Oscar to try to help you. So to start off, I have been recently diagnosed with Cpap and started a machine in December of 25, but I got it through a primary care provider, and I've actually never seen a sleep specialist. So everything I've learned has just been on my own, and yeah, we'll just go from there. So obviously, first thing you need is a Cpap machine, whether it's ResMed or any other brand. All the ones I could find have the option to capture the data. And to capture the data, you need an SD card. So this is a SD card adapter, and then it has just the mini card. But if you buy the mini card, make sure you have the adapter to go with it. And you only get the data the machine produces while this card's inserted in the machine. So for instance, if I didn't have this card in last night, then I wouldn't have received the data from last night. So this machine, this is ResMed 11, AirSense. You just has a slot in the side. There's a little cover that goes on this. You gotta pull that out. You just slide it in there, and it pops in, it clicks. And to get it out, you push it in, and then it slides out enough to where you can get your fingers on it and pull it out. So that's the first thing you need. So you're gonna put that in. You're gonna sleep through the night, hopefully, and the next morning you can remove that card, or whenever you decide to do it. So we're gonna remove the card, and then you'll move it over to a PC. So this has to be done on a PC. Oscar does not give an option for a mobile device, which is would be nice if it was mobile, but it's not. It's a program, a software program you put on a computer. So to get Oscar, you need to Google or search Oscar Cpap, and it shows up as sleep files, Oscar open source Cpap analyst reporter. So you're gonna go in here, you're gonna download the file, and then you'll install it to your computer. The instructions for it, you can see Windows install instructions right there. If you scroll down, you can click on Mac, Linksys, Chromebook, whatever option you have. So I already have Oscar on here, so we'll just show you how to obtain that data. So when you first open Oscar, you click Cpap importer, and then you'll click yes here. This is asking for the location. Once you do that, it uploads whatever files haven't been uploaded, and then you're gonna click daily view. So this is last night's data. You can see that I took my mask off for duration of last night. And then you can also see where my central apneas are, obstructive, and then hypopnea. So this kind of shows you where your clusters are at. So I was gonna go back to last month where I had one. Yeah, you can see right there, I have more clusters. So my HI this night was 7, but all my clusters are, 3 a.m. to 6. And so the reason why AHI data is skewed is because, like, according to this, almost all of mine are within a 3-hour window, but the AHI only banks it off of your whole night's sleep. So for instance, this one was 8 hours. So it averages that per hour. So, or it takes all those averages in per hour throughout the whole night, not necessarily what's in this window. So if it just pulled out from just this window, I'd be more towards like 18. So that's how you get the data. And then you can see where your apneas are, your flow rate, the pressure. And the pressure is important because if you have a pressure that's not high enough, like I started out with. So like right here, my max pressure was set at 9.2. And right here, I maxed out my pressure, 9.2, you can see right there, 9.2. So now the machine's not able to do what it needs to try to open your airway up. And that's where, yeah, you can make adjustments. So now mine's up at 12, my max, to make sure I capture. You don't want to overshoot too much, so you have to play with it a little bit. If you raise it too much, it'll do what's called a spike, and then it'll do a CO2 wash, and you wake up with a headache or groggy. Like it doesn't, yeah, do you much good to overshoot. So it's better to just go small increments until it doesn't max out, but it's close to the top of the scale. Yeah. So here's what the Oscar data shows. It breaks everything down. There's a lot of data here. To start off with, I would only look at your events up here and then break it down here and then look at your pressure and see if you're like this. For this instance, I don't have enough max pressure. I need to raise my max pressure because I'm sitting right at the max pressure. And there's times where like you need to raise your minimum pressure because it's doing a lot of spikes. So if it's doing a lot of spikes, like raise your minimum pressure so the machine's not chasing itself. So what doctors typically look at is an overview. So they get your data, you go visit with them, and this is what they look at. And really all they care about is what the insurance cares about. And that's your AHI number right here. So if you're under 5 on AHI, they're happy. Like they don't chase anything under 5, which I disagree with. Like, why not try to get your AHI as low as possible? Because even 5 events, like for my instance, I pause breathing for 2 minutes, that's 1 event, versus someone might pause breathing every breath. So in that same 2 minutes, they could have, 30 events. So it's very skewed on how they rate it. But that's why it's important for you to see your own data, because you got to be your own advocate. Like I said, I've only been doing this since December 25. Like I'm just a user of it. I'm not a doctor. I'm not like prescribing anything or anything like that. Just trying to help you guys understand like how this data works and how to capture that data so you can see it yourself. If you have any questions or want to see different sections, let me know in the comments.